Hello. In this demonstration video, we will be looking at one of the many features of the Fujitsu ETERNUS storage arrays that provide added benefits in a VMware virtualized environment. In particular, we will be looking at the VVOL implementation that the Fujitsu ETERNUS storage arrays provide for a VMware virtualized environment. VVOL is a new feature of vCenter 6 that allows the VMware the ability to create individual virtual volumes on a storage array to provision virtual machines. With conventional storage, the VMs were all created on a single data store, VMFS data store. And as far as the storage was concerned, they were all treated the same. So if you tried backing up a VMDK, you'd end up backing up the entire data store. With VVOL, we're able to separate the storage per virtual machine so that you can apply different policies depending on the needs for your individual virtual machines. So in this demonstration, we're going to look at the policy settings and the creation of virtual machines using vVols on the Fujitsu ETERNUS DX storage array. So to start with, we're using the vSphere web client, and we can come into the VMware storage policies, and we can define the different policies that we want for our virtual machines. We'll go ahead and click on Create New Policy. And we'll go ahead and call this Fujitsu Gold Policy. And then we can come in and set the rules. So the rule is going to be based on the Fujitsu ETERNUS storage array. And under here, we have the ability to add different roles for our policy. The Fujitsu ETERNUS storage arrays provide the different roles of backup. This allows you to set up snapshotting or a full clone backup of your virtual machines. We also have the ability to set up automatic storage tiering on the Fujitsu ETERNUS arrays. This allows you to set up a pool on your ETERNUS storage array that has different types of disk drives in it so that the storage will get the best price, performance, and capacity balance. We can also set up automatic quality of service, which allows you to define the priority for your virtual machines so that you can define which virtual machines have higher priority than other ones. The Fujitsu ETERNUS storage arrays also support extreme cache, so you can set up the cache parameters for your virtual machines, and you can also set up encryption for your virtual machines. So we'll start out with the automatic storage tiering. In here, you can define the number of layers. Fujitsu storage arrays support up to from 1, 2, or 3 subpools in automatic storage tiering. So for this demonstration, we'll go ahead and use a 2-layer pool. You can set up the priority for your virtual machines. This defines which pool you want new data to be created on. Since this is a gold policy, we'll go ahead and define that we want this to have high priority. And then if you want, you can set up a quota for your virtual machine to define how much space in each pool he'll use. Since this is a gold policy, we'll go ahead and say we want 100% of the high pool for this policy. Now we can go ahead and add another policy. We can set up automatic quality of service. Here you can define whether the automatic quality of service is enabled or disabled for this particular policy. We can also set up our priority for the virtual machine. So we're going to want a high priority for this virtual machine. Next, we'll go ahead and add the backup rule. Under here, we can go ahead and enable the backup feature and make it auto. We'll go ahead and set up a daily snapshot for our virtual machine, and we'll define a number of generations of 5. So this will take daily snapshots of your virtual machine and rotate through 5 different snapshots. So you'll be able to do single file recovery on this virtual machine back to 5 days. You can also define whether you want to snapshot the memory of the virtual machine or not. We'll leave that disabled for now. And we can also enable the clone backup. This allows you the ability to entirely restore the virtual machine if it gets corrupted or deleted. The other 2 rules, as I mentioned, was we have the extreme cache feature that we could enable for this policy. Then any virtual machine that was created from this policy would use the extreme cache feature. Since we're already using the high tier on the automatic storage tiering, there's no need to have extreme cache enabled for this particular policy. And there's also the security feature where you can enable data encryption for the virtual machine if you want. In this case, we'll go ahead and leave that off. So then we clicked on the next, and it'll come up and show the compatible storage, and we see we do have a VVOL data store that's compatible with this policy, so this will work. And we'll go ahead and finish this policy. So now we've got the new policy called Fujitsu Gold, which will give us the highest performing virtual machines when we create virtual machines on there. So for creating a virtual machine, we simply go to our cluster or host that we want to create it on. Like normal, we come in and go in and create a new virtual machine. We'll go ahead and call this a SQL database machine. And we'll come in and select the server to start it on. And then when we come in for our storage, we'll see the policies that we can select. We've got our Fujitsu Gold policy. It'll pull up the data stores that are compatible. And then the rest of the configuration is just standard virtual machine configuration. We'll go ahead and leave the defaults for now. And we can go ahead and create the virtual machine. Now we'll see that the virtual machine will be created on its own VVOL, and that virtual machine will take the characteristics of the policy that we defined. Now that particular virtual machine will be backed up with snapshots, and it will have the highest performance that we can get out of the machine. We could then set up different policies with different configurations and create different VMs depending on those policies. As you can see, using VVOL is a very simple method to create your virtual machines and find the characteristics of your storage directly from the VM WebSphere client without having to use vendor-specific management consoles. Thank you for watching this video.